Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Road to Glory. We're with Tier 1 and we are kicking things off in the Great Circuit, Canada. The Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve this evening, named after the great man himself. And what a track this is. Track limits are going to be at the forefront of everybody's mind. You've really got to push the limits of the track where you can round here. But there's two outcomes. Either you're pushing the track limits on a corner where there's a wall on the outside and the inside, and you're going to be DNFing out the race or qualifying, or you're going to be pushing on a corner where there is lots of runoff, but you will get your lap invalidated in qualifying and a penalty in the race. So watch out for that this evening. Everybody's going to be pushing very hard. We have 14 drivers with us this evening. So well done everyone that has turned out. I cannot wait to get going as we got the first few cars out onto the track. Benjamin in the chat, yeah, race week, absolutely. It's a bit like the real Formula 1, isn't it? Gets you excited. Tier 1, the first race of the week. Let's see what we've got in store. It looks like it's going to be nice and sunny. Canada has been known to throw up some interesting weather, should we say. So I'm not sure whether the race is going to be the same. If anyone is racing and listening into the broadcast, please pop in the chat. Let me know any updates on the weather. Let's have a quick look at the championship. If I've got the updated standings, I certainly do. Up to Japan short last week. So yeah, your winner last week, Bumper Car Ben on his new G29 wheel, absolutely romped away with victory. He was flying last week, and that's moved him up to 4th in the standings currently on 79 points. But leading the way, we still have Jacob Penny, we still have Jim Bob leading the standings on 96 points. Following not far behind, 79 points, Mark Atkinson in the racing point, and also in 3rd, also 79 points. Same with Bumper Car Ben in 4th, so all sharing 79 points for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So that is going to be a really, really good one. Good battle to watch, especially during this evening. There is only 3 rounds remaining in the championship. We've got Canada this evening, we've got Austria next week, and then we round the calendar off with Netherlands, which could be a fun one. So yeah, keep an eye on those battles this evening as Chuckle Brothers sets the first flying lap, 109.923. He was on fire last week round Japan short. Very much the driver on the up, so he'll be looking to further improve that. Iron Man in the chat, Bumper Car Ben is a machine. He certainly was. Last week he was absolutely on fire. Just dominated Tier 1. His pace was incredible. So let's get up a few details on screen so everybody can see where everybody is and who's out on the circuit at the minute. Who have we got on a flying lap we can join? We've had 6 people set a lap so far. Mark Ince has gone into 3rd on the mediums, 1:10.9, but he is a second away from pole, so time's quite spread out at the minute, but it is a long track. 1:10, yeah, it's quite an easy track to get an invalidation, as we see a few people already getting a few invalidations. And was that Bumper Car Ben on fire last week, but he's in the wall this week. He's taken off a bit of his front wing, so that's unfortunate for the Red Bull driver as he gets out of the way of his teammate by the looks of it. Yeah, things not going quite so well, but let's ride with Jim Bob in the Alfa Romeo. Currently a championship leader. He is holding on to it. The gap got closed a little bit last week. He's gone purple in sector 1, which is pretty good. He just missed the apex through that chicane, but DRS open now down the back straight and into this awkward chicane. This is the one that always catches me out. I can never get the turning point right. Then just a short little blast down into the hairpin. Good overtaking opportunity if you get a nice run on somebody to send a move up the inside or even round the outside into the hairpin. Then it's all about the traction in this sector 3. DRS zone once again. Just on the power for ages, and then pick your braking point because there's no obvious turning point flying through the last chicane, and don't do what Jim Bob has just done, which is cut that second part of the chicane and invalidate. You can take quite a few liberties on the right hand on the initial turn in. You can actually cut that quite a way without it penalising you, but the left hand one is very, very strict. Until Dale in the chat, dry race may rain on the last few laps. Ooh, that's going to make things very spicy indeed, so we're looking forward for that one. It always throws a spanner in the works, does Canada, as we watch Jason. He's just done an invalidated lap. He looks like he's going for a second flying lap on those mediums, cutting that first chicane very nicely indeed, running as much curb as he can. Same with that corner, using as much as he can without getting an invalidation. So he's getting those lines right. DRS wide open now. He's gone purple on sector 1, which is very promising indeed on those mediums, but we do know what this game's like. We do get a few glitches here and there, but let's see as we watch the rest of the lap whether it is a genuine or not. Into the hairpin. It's looking like a pretty good lap for a set of mediums. We'll ride with the TV cameras for a little bit as you see that flap on the rear wing opens wide, enabling him to reach higher speeds on the straight. In through the last chicane, he's taking no chances with the track limits this time. Up to the line he comes. What's he going to do? He's going to go 6th, 1:11.134. So he's a good 2/10 off of Mark Ince in the McLaren. As we'll watch Dale. We'll watch Rawley in the Renault. He is on a set of soft compound tyres. And Chris in the chat, in that turn, which isn't yours, go all over the curb at the right-hander and then nearly straight through the left-hander. Hey, buddy. Yeah, hey, mate, how you doing? Yeah. It's quite a high curb on the right-hander, and it's having the confidence in the right setup to attack that. I tend to lose the back end, and then, yeah, I'm losing a lot of time through that left-hander. I'm not straightening it out, like you say, and I'm struggling to get on the power early enough. But we'll see. The new wheel is helping me get on the power a bit earlier. That was a big weakness of mine. So we'll see this week. Obviously not racing this evening, but we're going to put a bit of practice in before the rest of the week. I hope you're getting the practice in. You ran me close on Saturday. As we watch Rawley go purple first sector as well, we're getting a lot of purple first sectors. Back to the qualifying in hand. Russ has gone quick, 1:09.857, so it's a cracking lap by Russ in the Mercedes. I hope he keeps that pace up for Thursdays. I think he's my teammate. I can't remember. Yeah, Thursdays I believe he's my teammate. I hope he keeps that pace up for me. We can get a 1-2. Should be nice. As we watch the Renault coming into the final game. Bumper car Ben goes fast. It's only just 1:09.834. That's only a few hundredths quicker. So this is very close indeed. Rawley now goes quicker, but absolutely obliterates that. So commentators cares. He's gone 0.8 faster. 1:09.058. That's a cracking lap. As we watch Chuckle Brothers in the Haas on a lap. Let's see what he can manage. Two brothers, we got Craig and Curtis. We never know which one's driving. Sometimes they will take it in turns. Sometimes one will do qualifying, one will do the race. Sometimes they'll swap mid-race in the pit stops. Depends how things go, if there's a safety car, etc. So we never really know who's driving for them, but they are both on a very similar level. Even when you watch them, you can't tell them apart. Their driving is very similar, and they're both on a very good pace, and they're both improving massively this past few weeks. Like I said, they were absolutely on fire last week at Japan Short. What can they do today? It's not an improvement. It's 1/10 slower on that attempt. It's a bit of a shame. Sure, they're a bit disappointed with that, but they are looking pretty up in 4th place. They're ahead of Aki, who's currently high up in the standings. So yeah, looking good there. Mark Ince is back out on a set of softs, so I think we'll watch the McLaren driver, because he's looking like he's got a bit of pace. He's sat in his 7th, but he is on those medium tyres. Chris, here use a softer setup because go much over the curbs. Yeah, that's probably a weakness of mine. I run quite stiff setups sometimes. Certainly on the rear. I run quite soft on the front and then quite stiff on the rear. You know I like an oversteery car, so... There we go, as we watch Mark running very wide. I think he's abandoned this attempt. Let's see who else we have. Quite a few people coming into the pits. We'll watch. Let's watch our championship leader once again, Jim Bob. See whether he improves. He certainly does. Goes into second, 109.7, and that's a very unorthodox line through the first corner. But we'll let him off because he's not on a flying lap. But that's still 7/10 off of Rawley's blistering lap time. That's incredible pace. But let's ride with Russ. He goes 4/10 quicker. 109.374. Doesn't improve much in terms of positions. Only gets to 1, but he's laid down a nice gauntlet there. He's only 3/10 off of Rawley's time, which is a hell of a lap time. So, yeah, looking like this could get a little bit spicy with 6 minutes left to go. Plenty of time to do a last run as the grip on the track ramps up. Let's watch all that now. Just sat on the fringes of the top 10 in the Ferraris. There's a big lockup coming into the hairpin there. Yeah, Chris, yeah, I know, but yeah, you'll jump with stiffer setup. Yeah, that's kind of the problem I'm having. I haven't revisited my setup here since getting my new wheel, so I might think about softening it a little bit as we watch Orsat come up to the line. Can he improve? He certainly does. He goes 3, nearly 4/10 quicker, but it's only jumped him up to P9. So he seems to be struggling for pace a little bit as well. Jason's floundering down. He's in 11th, but that was a set lap on mediums. He's currently out on softs on his out lap, so we will keep an eye on him. But let's ride on board with his teammate in the other pink Mercedes. Pink, very much the colour to suit Mark. Sat in 6th place, obviously fighting hard in the championship with a couple of others, so he's going to be looking to get himself up the grid a little bit and score some really nice points today as we go over the line. He didn't have his DRS open then, so not sure what that was about. In through the first sector, first chicane now. Take as much curb as you can on the right and the left without invalidating it, and don't run into the wall on the outside. In through here, again, take as much curb, hook the left hand side on the curb and it pulls you in. Get on the power as early as you can without spinning through the right hander. Very tricky to do indeed. Then under the bridge, bring the car to the left hand side, in through that right left. As Chris said, take the curb on the right, try straighten it up for the left-hander and get on the power as early as you can, and then hard on the brakes just after the tarmac change. You can see the colour change just after it. Then that's your braking point. Get the car rotated and on the power as early as you can, otherwise you will lose a lot of time down the straight. DRS open then, and then it's that long run and trying to pick your braking point for the chicane. You want to brake, like I said, a little bit earlier, take the curb on the right hand side, then a little bit on the left. That's unfortunate. He's taken too much on the left hand side and invalidated. He took just the right amount on the entry on the right hand side, but he just took too much on the left. Did Mark there. That's a shame for him. His teammates abandoned his lap on the softs. He's coming already, so he's not having any of it. Let's watch back with Chuckle Brothers, see what he can manage. Can he improve? Currently sat in 5th place. I'm sure he'll be very pleased with that, but he is ever improving, as I say. Running very wide, getting the tail going at the last corner. That's what we like to see on the limit. 2/10 improvement, and he jumps ahead of Bumper Car Ben into 4th place. 109.7. Sorry, getting my numbers mixed up there. That always helps. Jim Bob's back out for an out lap, so he'll be going on to a lap. So's Bumper Car Ben. So let's watch with last week's winners, Bumper Car Ben. Let's see what he can manage as he comes through the middle sector, through that chicane. He's got that hooked up very nicely indeed. He goes purple in sector 2. Waits for the DRS activation point. There it is. Rear wing opens, reducing drag on the rear and allowing you to get to higher top speed in through the last chicane. Try not to invalidate, but you've got to absolutely send it through there. Running right up against the wall of champions there. That is commitment by Bumper Car Ben. Can he improve? He certainly can. 3/10 improvement. Enough to jump him ahead of Jim Bob, who's decided to pit. He wasn't very happy with his lap on that. Let's watch Just Benny. Again, another up-and-coming driver. Getting that practice in week after week. Very good driver, very good with his lines, very good at defending as well. He knows exactly where to put the car. He knows how to defend hard without being aggressive. But let's see how he comes in qualifying. He runs a bit wide through that hairpin, but not the end of the world. He's avoided the wall, and that's the important thing. He has, however, run out of ERS, battery deployment, so I think he's done quite a few laps here. So that's not going to help him. He goes up through the line. Can he improve? A marginal improvement, only 500ths there. Chuckle Brothers has jumped up to second place. Wow, what a lap. 109.295. We missed that one. That's a shame I missed that one, but what a lap by the boys there. As we watch Orsat try and improve as well in the Ferrari. That's very nicely taken through that last chicane. Not on the limit, but driven it very fast. He improves, just jumps above Just Bene. 2/10 improvement. So it's a nice lap by him there. Let's ride on board with Jason as he tries to set a lap finally on his softs. He's still got his best lap out there on mediums. He's gone purple in the middle sector, which is very promising indeed. Gets the car rotated nicely through the hairpin on the power. A few yellow flags in sector 1. Is that Orsat? It is. I think he's getting out of people's ways, but he's taking that to the extreme. There we go. Jason just grazing the wall of champions there. Well, that was committed up to the line. He only manages 5th place, 109.491. A thousandth of Bumper Car Ben. That's very close. Indeed, the checkered flag does fall. Most of the guys in the top 5 have completed a lap. It's only Rawley yet to go. Can he improve further? Can he dip into the 108s? Let's see. He's currently 3/10 up on this lap, so let's ride on board with him for the rest of the lap. Gets the car rotated beautifully around the hairpin on the power as early as he can. Hugging the car to the right hand side, but he's going to bring it over to the left for this final chicane. Through the chicane, takes the wall and invalidates as a result. That's a real shame because he was set to improve there further. Jim Bob is coming up to line. Can he snatch pole position at the dying moments? No, he can't. He goes up to 4th though. He does improve 109.4. So look how close that field is in qualifying. That's incredible. As I think everyone else has now finished a lap. So there you have it. What a qualifying session. Look how close that is in times. 109.0. Then we got a 3/10 jump to Chuckle Brothers. A fantastic P2 in qualifying. They will be over the moon with that. But then it's only a 10th back to 3rd. Another, well, not even that. A few hundredths back to 4th. And then just under a 10th back to 5th. A thousandth back to the lap again. Curtis in the chat couldn't get a clean lap and kept making mistakes, so sent one through the last chicane. Fair play to you. That was an incredible lap. It's difficult to get a perfect lap in when it comes to it. But there we have it. There's your starting grid for the race. What a great session that was. Obviously the guys outside the top 10 starting on softs, starting on new tyres, I'm sure, so it'll be interesting to see what strategy they choose. Everyone inside the top 10 on soft compound tyres, so no alternate strategies from anyone in the top 10. And One Wing in the chat, hey Marcus, good luck to Tier 1. Hey One Wing, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're looking forward to this race. Tier 1 is super competitive. I think it's not far off as competitive as the Saturday Night League. It is so close on time, so this is going to be a good one, as it always is. Yes, good luck to the boys, as we see the guys in the Ferrari garage sat watching the monitors while everyone chooses their strategies for the race, how much fuel they're going to run, are they going to overfuel, are they going to underfuel, and we'll see. Dale, Wall of Champions will kill me in the race and all. Yeah, you were unlucky there with qualifying on that last run. Looking to be quite a bit up on your time, which would have been nice. But yeah, you got to give it a little bit of space come the race, and there's it's not the only wall out there that can you can become a casualty of. One Wing, my home turf, should be a good race. Absolutely. Do you live far from the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, or because obviously Canada's quite a large country? But let's get back to the action. We have 5 lights and they are out. Away we go racing. He's got a bit of a back-end twitch from the Renault, but he does get away fairly cleanly. The Haas and the Mercedes are side by side. The Haas goes all the way around the outside, but the Mercedes is going to hold on in there and goes back around the outside in the second corner. What a fantastic move there. We've got a few people having battles further back. Looks like Aki has fallen back a few places. Jason is cutting the chicane quite a lot. He's doing a Sebastian Vettel, but what a good first opening couple of corners we had there. Got a McLaren going up the inside of the Renault. That is Mark Ince going up the inside of Just Bene. Nice move indeed, and Just Bene is in trouble because he has an AlphaTauri all over the back of him, but Bottoman is going backwards because of Williams on the charge as well. But Rawley has got himself a 1.2 second leader already. Russ with a fantastic start into the lead, but Jim Bob is looking all over the back of Chuckle Brothers is what happens there. I think Bumper Car Ben has hit the back of Jim Bob and sent him sideways into that chicane. I think Bumper Car Ben might have outbraked himself there, but no harm done by the looks of it. I don't think Bumper Car Ben's damaged his wing. As we go back to the TV cameras, no, looks like he's got away with that one. Jim Bob gets himself a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting already. There's not even been a lap as somebody has lost a wing further back. Who was that? But Jim Bob has got past Chuckle Brothers, so he does have a penalty, but he's back up into 3rd place, and I'm sure that is exactly what he wants going into the championship. Let's see position changes on that first lap. Wow, what a... Oh, Chuckle Brothers already has a time penalty as well, so it's 2 within the first lap and a bit. So, like I said, keep an eye out for those. There's your predicted pit stop strategy. He reckons it's going to be a 2-stop, soft to mediums, and soft to medium to hard, which seems a bit odd to me. I would say a soft to hard would be your alternative there, as Aki gets himself past. Also, as we got TJ Lawson cutting the chicane quite a bit. I think he's outbraked himself a bit, but Jason has the time penalty as well, so it was only a matter of time as he's all over the back of Bumper Car Ben. Rawley is absolutely checking out of the lead up ahead. Look at the gap he's got. Absolutely phenomenal. 3-second lead after the second lap. That's incredible. He's got some very, very strong pace round here, as Jim Bob is right in behind Russ for the second position in this race. Jim Bob's taking an unusual line into turn 1 there, taking the grass in the braking zone. Not recommended, but I think the physics in this game allow you to get away with it sometimes. Wow, we've got quite a few battles up and down the field. This is going to be try and keep us on our toes. Jason is all over the back of Bumper Car Ben. We've got quite a few. We've got Orsat holding up, DJ Lawson, Mark Ince and Just Bene all in a train behind. So this is going to be very interesting indeed, as we see the Mercedes of DJ Lawson taking a bit of grass on the exit there. Russ gets a 3-second time penalty, so there is yet another one. He's pushing hard to stay ahead of Jim Bob. But let's watch with Jim Bob as he chases down. He's pulled a bit of a gap to Chuckle Brothers on that one. So let's see with DRS, can he get the move made? Tom in the chat, be surprised if somebody stays penalty free on this track. Absolutely. You see how many penalties we've got already. That was very good. Jim Bob's getting closer to the Mercedes, but he's not going to make a move into the chicane. Can he get him on the exit, though? He gets a nice line. Russ gets to the back end, lost a little bit. We will have DRS. They're going to be side by side into the first corner. Jim Bob has the inside, but he just isn't quite far ahead enough. And what have we got at the back? Is that Just Bene had a little bit of an issue? What has happened? He's facing the wrong way, and so is Mark Ince. So whether they came to blows, because they were pretty close on the track, and we do have a VSC as a result. Just Benny has gone backwards a little bit on the track, but we'll let him get away with that. Gone into the pits. One wing, yeah, about a 3-hour flight. Crikey, yeah. That's quite away from me. Come on, we live in Britain where everything's a 3-hour drive away. Not quite, but... as we will keep an eye, see who might get a few people with drive-through penalties come the end of this VSC. We'll keep an eye out. Just Benny is quite a long way back now as GT Ord gets himself a drive-through penalty. You can see him braking at the last minute, but he's got a drive-through. That is not good news for his race. Currently in 8th position. We'll go back. Jim Bob goes up the inside of Russ, so he's had a brilliant start on the restart for that VSC, and he has DRS as well coming out of it. What has happened here? Bumper car Ben is in the pits. Possibly a bit of wing damage, maybe. There's quite an early pit stop to do. DJ Lawson gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, it's a wing change for the Red Bull, and a fresh set of medium tyres are going on. We watch Chuckle Brothers have fallen back a little bit from Russ, who is hanging on to the back of Jim Bob. I'm sure this DRS is pulling him along, and that is going to be very nice indeed. But Jason gets himself another time penalty. But did that look like Jim Bob had a bit of wing damage, or was I imagining it? Yeah, I think I was imagining it. I was seeing things that weren't there as we watched DJ Lawson and Bottomer go side by side. Looks like the AlphaTauri gave that position up quite easily in the end. And the Mercedes is through for 8th position. Quite a few penalties being applied currently as Orsat is round, so he's having a terrible race. He has spun round. He's still got his drive-through penalty to serve, and that surely is going to drop him a lap behind looking at the pace of the leaders. As we got Jason is in the pits now as well, so he's going to go onto presumably a 2-stop strategy onto a set of mediums, I would imagine. Yeah, set of mediums and a new front wing, so he might have lost that somewhere on the lap. It's called him for an early pit start. Keza is running nicely in 6th in the Williams, but he does have a bit of wing damage, as you can see. Aki running very much under the radar, having a nice quiet race in 5th place. Keza is only a second behind him though, so this could start getting a little bit tasty. Mark Ince is behind Benjamin in the Red Bull as well, as we got a yellow flag in sector 2. What was that for? Was that Ruley? Was that Ruley? I think that was Ruley in the Renault going wide. Has he got a bit of damage? Because he's gone very wide in that chicane. He was going very slowly, and he has barely a lead. Yeah, he has lost a big chunk of his front wing, so he has made a big error. We missed that. That is very unfortunate. Sorry about that, guys. Wasn't on the ball, but that could be detrimental. Surely he's going to have to pit now, and that will allow Jim Bob in the lead. But it's not race over for Rowley, but it is certainly put a big dent in his chances. However, he did have great pace in that opening stint. He pulled a massive lead, which had allowed him to keep the lead even after making an error. But new front wing for the Renault as he pits, comes back out. Let's see where he comes back out. I think he should be ahead of bumper car Ben and Jason Azaki is now in the pits, struggling for pace. But let's see. Yeah, he sort of cut turn 1 and 2, and he's just come out in front of bumper car Ben and Jason. So that really has cost him quite a bit of time there, I'm sure. And the undercut obviously working well for the two behind as well. So let's see how this plays out. Mark Ince is still all over the back of Bottomer. Cannot make a move just yet, but will stay back with the battle for these guys, because this could be a battle for the podium come the end of the Grand Prix. There's quite a few penalties coming to into play. Let's just bring the tyres up once again so you can see Bumper Car Ben doesn't have much battery, and he's already dropping back from Rawley, who's gone purple in the second sector on those fresh tyres. Jason is looking very, very racy indeed behind Bumper Car Ben. He's going to have a nice run on him. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. That looks like it is Orsat once again has gone round in the same place, but we're going to stay on board with these guys as Jason looks to make a move around the outside. He can't quite make a move there. He's pushing Bumper Car Ben through the chicane down the start-finish straight, but it's just not long enough to make a move. Is he going to send it up the inside? No, he decides better of it, and wisely so, as we're going to battle. Rawley's caught up. Chuckle Brothers and Benjamin going side by side. Chuckle Brothers has just been into the pit, so that is how much time Rawley has lost, because Chuckle Brothers was running around in about 4th position behind Rawley, and that he is now ahead of him as he gets behind Benjamin. We can see the Renault just behind. DRS is open for the Haas driver, but I don't think he's going to be close enough, and he's got a Renault looking very quick behind him indeed. Let's ride on board with the Renault as he goes for the switchback through the middle chicane, but he has to back out of it slightly. That's a shame. He would have had a nice run on the Haas, but he's much later on the brakes. He's going to have a look round the outside of the hairpin, but it's all about traction on the exit. That is absolutely crucial, but he is looking much quicker. They are both looking to make an overtake right now. This is going to be quite a few cars wide. Chuckle Brothers is 3 cars wide coming into the last corner. Who's the bravest? Chuckle Brothers is and goes in first, then the Renault next, and the Red Bull decides to back out, and that was good racing, as we watch both Bumper Car Ben and Jason take advantage of that and go side by side with Benjamin. One right to the left, one to the right. Brilliant moving. Well raced, everyone involved. That could have ended in disaster, but it was some very clean racing indeed. Let's stay with this battle. Jim Bob has just pitted and he's just come out quite a bit ahead of these guys, so he's looking pretty confident indeed. DJ Lawson has got... Oh no, not DJ Lawson. Keza and Jim Bob are fighting side by side. Sorry about that. Getting my names mixed up. Jim Bob's going to have a look at the inside. The Williams runs very wide indeed, and Jim Bob says, thank you very much. I'll take that position, and we'll have DRS as well, because there's a car in front. They both do, which is fortunate for the both of them. Rawley has got past Chuckle Brothers in that middle chicane while we were middle sector, while we were riding on board with that battle. We got Keza is now coming in the pits after being overtaken, so he calls it a day. Bumper Car Ben gets the 3-second time penalty there. You see him massively cut through that last chicane, so easily done when you're trying to drive as quick as you can. Jim Bob has taken the lead. Has he? No, he's going side by side. Ooh. That is close. Let's wide on board with these guys, because this is for the lead of the Grand Prix currently. I know DJ Lawson is yet to pit, but Russ is right behind Jim Bob. With Rawley's mistake, he is on the comeback, but these guys are fighting for the effective race lead, well, the actual race lead as it stands. Oh, the Mercedes goes very deep into that corner. I'm sure there is a lot of team orders going on here. DJ Lawson may be holding Jim Bob up. I'm sure that isn't actually happening, but we will make a story out of it. As you see, oh blimey, Jim Bob goes very wide through that hairpin. Not sure what happened there, but he gets away with it. Is he going to be close enough to DJ Lawson? I think he might be, because DJ Lawson is struggling for straight line speed as we watch back from the other Mercedes. Yeah, DJ Lawson going in the pit, so that is that. As yeah, brings Russ right in behind, and that is Rawley who is catching them all up and set fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far, 1:12.312. His pace is absolutely phenomenal around this track. Jason gets himself another time penalty for corner cutting. Maybe we should have done a bet as to how many corner cuts Jason was going to get tonight, because it was always going to be high, wasn't it? Oh, the Renault looks to go around the outside. The Mercedes has squeezed him a little bit and taken the race in line. But the Renault's going to have a nice run at the Mercedes through this middle sector now. Can he get a move done? No, he can't. Russ is very late on the brakes, but he keeps running very deep and then is struggling to get on the power coming out of it. The Renault is going to have another run into the hairpin. Is he going to send it on the brakes? Once again, the Mercedes very late on the brakes as well, but perhaps a little bit too late. and the Renault's got the move made, and now Jim Bob is only just up the road. I'm sure Ruley is going to want to take that lead back, but he hasn't got much battery to fight with. Russ is going side by side. He's coming back at him. He has more battery power. Round on the outside. Can he do it? No, he can't. Ruley gets himself a time penalty now, so let's check in with the penalties. It was all pretty much even in the top four. Once again, Russ having a look. Is he going to go at the inside of Ruley? He's going to have a look. There's a little bit of contact, but they've got away with it. And the Renault has kept that as we watch Jason doing donuts on the grass in the first corner. And he's just been caught up by his teammate. As a result, he's dropped down to 6th. Not too much damage for the Racing Point driver, but I'm sure he's not going to be very happy with that. And Jim Bob is just about a second away from Ruley, but Ruley is catching him very, very quickly. Paul in the chat, has Dale lost a win yet? Yes, he has. Yeah, he was leading by absolutely miles in the first stint. Missed what happened, possibly slid wide or lost the back end and spun into the wall coming through the middle chicane in sector 2. But he lost a big chunk of his front wing. Kept the lead only just, but he lost an awful lot of it in the pits. But he's on a recovery drive now, as you can see, right on the back of the Alfa Romeo gearbox of our championship leader Jim Bob, as he loses the back end and he's round and he's in the wall and he's retired. Commentator's curse as we watch. Look, there he is. I'm sure Jason is having a laugh about that one as well. He's a shambles, Tom. I'm going to stop talking about that because I'm definitely putting that down to commentator's curse. He was definitely on for the win, I think. He had so much more pace than Jim Bob. That's a real shame. He has brought out the full safety car. But I'm sure we're going to see a few people perhaps trying to pit. Well, quite a few people have gone in. Might not be worth it for a lot of people. For the guys at the back, you might as well get on some fresh tyres. Dale bored. Mate, he was literally just talking about you. Paul asked if you'd lost the front wing, and we said, yeah, you had. And then you went and did that. That's a real shame. You look like you had absolutely phenomenal pace out there. That's a real shame. Uninstalls game. Oh dear. Looks like you're getting some abuse in the chat here, Dale. All in the name of banter, I hope. But Dale, what's your obsession with wolves? It's just like a magnet, isn't he? He just likes the wolves. Oh dear. Well, now we've had a good laugh at Dale's retirement now. Who's coming in the pit? Quite a few people actually coming in the pit. Jim Bob's taking the opportunity. He's going to go on the hards. He's going to go to the end of the Grand Prix on those tyres. Bumper car Ben's gone on brand new sauce, so quite a mix-up of strategy here. Russ, DJ Lawson and Mark all deciding to stay out. They've only got, their tyres aren't that old. It wasn't long ago that these guys all pitted, so good call by those guys. They've gained track position, albeit slightly older tyres. Jim Bob and Jason will not have to pit again come the end of this Grand Prix, unless of course it rains, in which case I would certainly advise pitting for inters or wets even. Dale, pace is there around here and also annoying. Yeah, you were absolutely phenomenally quick compared to the rest of the field. Perhaps in hindsight, maybe a bit too quick. You maybe were on the limit a little bit too much, and that's why you made a couple of errors. Real shame for you. Looked like it was going to be a certain victory. But there we go. That is racing. Unfortunately, if you want to be quick, you've got to be on the limit. But to finish first you must finish. And unfortunately for Ruley in the Renault, that has not happened this evening. He is out of the Grand Prix and he's not going to score a single point tonight. GT Ord gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, while under safety car he's racing around to catch the back of the pack up. He was quite a long way back, over half a lap. We just wait for these guys, or just wait for Orsat to catch up. I think everyone else has caught up at this point. Hopefully we will be racing again next lap, but with one straggler it might leave it another lap. We will wait and see. But yeah, so let's check in with who's had fastest lap at the moment. Currently Rawley a 112.312, and by the looks of everyone else's time, I don't think anyone's close to it. The closest is Jim Bob on a 112.7, so yeah, quite a lot. We got quite a few people. The guys in first, second and third only had one stop, but they are on fairly fresh medium still. Same with Keza, Bottomer, Benjamin and Just Bene. GTOD has had a massive 3 stops, which is why he's at the back of the field. Safety car will be in this lap, but GTOD still hasn't caught up, so he's going to try and make an effort to catch up as we watch Russ now slow in the field. Currently it is a Mercedes 1-2. I think we're pretty used to seeing that with a McLaren tagging along behind in the podium spot. That's quite normal for Formula 1. What isn't normal, however, is a Haas up in 4th place. So Chuckle Brothers doing very well. I'm sure Gunther Steiner will be very happy. If we could perhaps replace Mazepin with Chuckle Brothers, that would be appreciated. But we are back racing once again. Russ has decided to go quite early, and he's caught his teammate Knapp, and he's pulled a nice gap right away. They're all on mediums up to 4th, but it is bumper car Ben in 5th on the softs as we watch Jim Bob and Jason very, very close on those hards. They're struggling for pace. They've dropped back from the guys ahead somewhat. But let's see. Chuckle Brothers very close to the back of Mark Ince as well. All on fairly fresh mediums too. Jason and Jim Bob, there's a little bit of contact. Jason has a look up the inside of the Alfa Romeo, but he can't quite make a move. They're now side by side, no DRS just yet. Can he make the move coming into this middle chicane? He certainly can. He's going to send it and not leave any room. Very aggressive move, but a bit like a Verstappen move. Absolutely on the limit. Little bit naughty, but you just about get away with it. Bumper car Ben and Chuckle Brothers are on a good old battle. Chuckle Brothers doing very well on his mediums, but I think the superior grip of those softs on the Red Bull are going to pay dividends. Currently has no battery though, so that might give Chuckle Brothers a little bit of an advantage, but he goes around the outside into the last chicane. He's got the move done. So nice move there by Bumper Car Ben. He needs to make as much ground up as he possibly can. We've got a few 3-second penalties going in there. Dale, the only thing what can possibly make me smile now is Jason crashing out. Well, let's see, shall we? I'm sure he was having a good chuckle to himself as he passed your stricken car on the track. So he has a good reputation for crashing out, should we say? So we shall see what he manages. But we've got Bumper Car Ben, the man on the move currently on those fresh softs. He's looking very racy on the back of the McLaren, trying to get that last spot on the podium, but he will have to pit again. Give him some laps, maybe he will. Whoa, that was an absolute send by Bumper Car Ben. That was, I think he might have forgotten to brake there. That was a crazy move. I think he might have missed his braking marker point there. But no harm done in the end. Mark Ince keeps the position. Chuckle Brothers almost has another go at attacking him. Aki looks like he's making a move past Bottomer. He certainly does. No DRS, but it is enabled on this next lap as Aki gets himself a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Mark Ince, the only driver currently not to get a time penalty. Rawley, I think, did actually before he retired, if I remember rightly. More time penalties coming in now. As ever, Jason has got past Jim Bob, but Jim Bob is still hanging on to the back of Jason. He's wanting to score as many points as he can in this championship, maintain his lead. So that's good, but Bumper Car Ben getting very, very close to the back of the McLaren once again. Hopefully he doesn't miss his braking point into this hairpin once again. Yeah, he's got the car stopped this time. TJ Lawson runs very wide up ahead. I think he might have missed his braking point a little bit. His teammate Russ is running away with this victory. He is 2.3 seconds up the road. He's feeling very confident on those mediums out front, so keep an eye on him. Tom, to be fair, Dale, there is only 2 people up for the end of season awards for most DNFs. Are we giving out prizes for that? I think we should. I do think we should. And Dale as well. I agree, Tom, 4 poles and 4 DNFs I've had in this tier. Yeah, it's not a great run. Maybe we should start awarding a point or 2 for... What was that? We have lost somebody. That was Benjamin. We've missed that one. While I was reading the chat, he's out at the last chicane. Same place that you did, Dale, by the looks of it. And we have another safety car once again. So that lead that Russ has is being evaporated once again. This is not going to help those guys on softs and mediums. It's definitely going to help Jason and Jim Bob on those hards, because the extra pace advantage is being neutralised currently. Any time they gain is just back to nothing. So 2 safety cars, I'm sure people aren't going to be happy with that, and other people are going to be very happy with that. We will see. Dale, if they gave points for time penalties, Jason would win it hands down. And DSQs. Don't forget DSQs. He would definitely win that one as well. We got a few people in the pits. DJ Lawson is pitting. Bumper Car Ben is pitting off of his softs. Yeah, bit of an interesting strategy. I think most other people staying out. Kezza's in. And Just Benet, but Just Benet's out the back, so he's got nothing to lose currently. You might as well come in, pit for a fresh set of tyres if you're at the back. It's only if you're at the front are you losing track position, whether it's worth the risk or not. Dale, might be wise to pit for softs here with the rain due. That is a very good point. How soon is this rain due? Is it 5 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? Or is it going to be right at the end? We don't know. Nobody really knows, but we shall see. I mean, I'm sure some of the guys are asking Jeff for his opinion, but as always, Jeff is always wrong and has no idea what he's talking about. So whatever he says, don't listen to him. It's Kezza on fresh hards, Just Benet on fresh mediums, DJ Lawson fresh hards. Bumper Car Ben fresh mediums. You should make the mediums last to the end of the Grand Prix, so hard seems a little bit overkill for me, but if they don't have any fresh mediums left, then that would be an option. As we all catching up, Russ is a long way back from the safety car. I was going to say that didn't see safety cars not in, but he was backing off as if it was. So playing a few mind games with everybody. Is the Mercedes driver? As we got to get our tyres back up to temperature once again. Not easy to do, to keep it in the right window constantly. And ready to go racing once again. Hopefully we'll be very soon. Chris, yeah, Jeff drinks too much every race. I don't know whether he drinks or he takes drugs or he's just frankly looking the other way. But yeah, he's no idea what he's talking about half the time. For the past few days, actually, he hasn't been able to tell me any information at all. So every time I ask for fastest lap, he tells me, sorry, can't tell you that right now, or I don't have the data for it. And the same if I ask for what's going on with the car in front or behind. All he tells me is the gap, and then leaves the rest. He doesn't tell me what tyres they're on, how old they are, whether they got a pit again, whether I'm catching them, what their laps are. He doesn't tell me anything. So yeah, he's not doing his job properly. I think he ought to be sacked, to be fair. As we do get warning now, the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, so we're all going to be slowing down in preparation to get racing once again. That is what we all want to see. As Russ once again is slowing them right down. Everybody catching up. Not too much weaving from the guys in front. Mark is sat right on the gearbox of that Mercedes, ready to go. Tom, I thought it was raining, Dale. Please don't tell me you spun in the dry. Okay. As Russ once again goes quite early, pulling a nice gap in through the last chicane, cuts that left-hander. I'm sure he's got a warning for that. The top four have pulled away quite nicely as we got an AlphaTauri in the background, hit the wall. That wasn't a good restart for him. Not sure who that was. Could be Bottomer, I believe. But couldn't quite tell. Who have we got quite close? Let's watch with Jason as he's all over the back of Chuckle Brothers. Chuckle Brothers going a bit wide, bit deep into the chicane. Jason's going to get a nice run using a bit of the curb and the grass there. But couldn't quite see the move through. Bumper car Ben is looking up the inside of DJ Lawson, but again, nothing doing just yet. No DRS once again because of the safety car. Will be a couple of laps. What has happened back here? We've got a yellow flag. Just Benny and Bottomer going side by side as Bottomer has lost all of his front wing, so that's not good for the AlphaTauri driver. Quite a train of cars now in the top sort of 6, and then DJ Lawson has dropped behind somewhat. Chris, yeah, you remember Hungary, rain from the hell and says it dries up. Yeah, he kept telling you it's gonna, it's gonna dry up in 10 minutes, but it just didn't. He just kept saying that for the whole race. It's like, seriously, just check the radar. He's obviously listening to the BBC weather reports, which are never right. Anyway, moving back to the race, back to the important stuff. We're quite a close battle here. Jason, Chuckle Brothers and Margins all running very close to one another. There's no moves being made just yet. Chuckle Brothers slides a little bit coming out of that chicane. Can he go around the outside? No, he can't. That's Jason trying to go around the outside. Jim Bob gets himself another penalty. Let's check with the penalties. Jason has the most. Big surprise there. He's normally very clean. As Chuckle Brothers goes in the back of Markins, and I'm sure that he didn't look intentional, but that has lost both drivers lots of positions, and it's lost the Haas driver a front wing. Oh, that is a real shame. Jason has backed out as well. VSC, what's gone on there? Jason's lost a lot of places there as well. He's lost a bit of front wing. This looks like it's chaos, and we're getting illegal overtakes, I'm presuming, looking at that. Oh dear, that was chaos. That was absolute chaos. Bumper car Ben back up into third place. I'm sure he's very happy with all that chaos once again. Orsat, a perfect example, never giving up. But how many times has he been in the pits? He's been in the pits a lot. Let's see. He's been in the pits 3 times. He's had a drive-through penalty, and he is up in 4th place. So he's very happy with that. DJ Lawson gets himself a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC, and he's in 2nd place. Who's going to lose that? So Bumper Car Ben and Orsat are going to be promoted onto the podium. But it looks like Bumper Car Ben wants the move made now. Ready? He goes right round the outside of the Mercedes driver, side by side. There's not much room being left, but we're used to seeing this year. A Red Bull and a Mercedes going wheel to wheel on track and not leaving much room. Chuckle Brothers is gone on the intermediate tyres. That looks like a very, very early call to me, but yeah, an interesting strategy call. Maybe he clicked it by mistake, I can only presume. But Russ has once again pulled a massive lead, 4.2 seconds. DJ Lawson comes in to serve his drive-through penalty, so that brings Bumper Car Ben and Orsa up into the podium positions. I'm sure they're very happy with that, but it is starting to get a little bit darker, but still no sign of rain currently. Obviously we do have Chuckle Brothers on the inters. He's well prepared, but there we go. Aki is looking all over the back of Keza in the Williams, so this is going to be a close battle. Aki on fresh softs, Keza on hard, so distinct pace advantage the Racing Point should have over the Williams currently. And not much battery from the guy in front. Jason gets fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far, 1:12.243. So he's beaten Rawley's gauntlet earlier. So he's due to get the extra point if he finishes within the top 10 himself. Which with a lot of penalties is possible he might drop out. Chuckle Brothers back in the pits for soft. So either a bad call or he made a mistake, perhaps putting those on. Easy to click on the wrong one as you go in the pits. Quite a kerfuffle sometimes. Jason gets himself yet another time penalty, so taking liberties once more with track limits, but the racing point of his teammate Avaki has got the move done on the Williams of Keza and is up into 4th place once again. Let's see the penalties. Russ has 6 seconds worth of penalties. Bumper car Ben is in a good place to potentially win this race. He is bringing the gap down. It's only 3.3 seconds now. He just needs to get it within 3 seconds and he will have the effective race lead. So let's keep an eye on that. Jim Bob goes even quicker on mediums, a 1:11.0, but then Jason matches it once again, a 1:11.0. So these guys having a good old battle for fastest lap. Currently Jason has got the advantage, but he is on soft tyres as well. Bumper car Ben has already got the gap under 3 seconds, so currently looking to win this Grand Prix as things stand. We got a yellow flag through sector 1. Who was that? That is Bottomer, who has gone round once again. Not having the greatest of races, but he doesn't have any wing damage, so he can carry on going without having to pit. DJ Lawson is in 6th place after serving that drive through, so he's not come off too badly actually. And everyone seems to have spread out a little bit at this point. Russ has brought the gap back out a little bit, but then, as I say, that bumper car then brings it in a bit, so we'll keep an eye on that that battle as the race progresses. DJ Lawson gets himself another time penalty for corner cut in there. Quite a lot of penalties. Mark Ince still the only driver with no time penalties for corner cutting. Jason gets himself yet another one. But yeah, Mark, absolutely incredible job in 7th place. No penalties whatsoever. Lap 27 of 35. Everyone has a penalty with the exception of him. Jason even has a mighty 18 seconds. Which will surely drop him out the points. I think he might just be within the shout of the points. We've got VSC once again. Who has caused that? I cannot see what caused that. I'm not entirely sure. Might be just a broken wing somewhere. I'm going to stay with the penalties so everyone can see who might gain what positions. Let's see, any more drive-throughs going to be handed out on the restart. We're back racing once again. I thought Jason might have had a drive-through then, but he gets himself another 3-second time penalty as we go restart racing once again. He now has 21 seconds, so yeah, and what's he doing? He's just, I think he might have done that one on purpose on the first corner. 31 seconds. What is he doing? He has no front wing by the looks of it, I reckon. The way he's turning there. Yeah, he's lost half of his front wing and he's just taking the mech with track limits. Somewhat. If ever Jason had a talent, it would be for corner cutting. He is the Tiamat Marduk of corner cutting, I would say. Russ gets himself another time penalty, so that is game over as we watch Jason once again take more liberties with time penalties, up to 37 now. He doesn't care. Yeah, we've got Markins gets past DJ Lawson into the final chicane. Nice move there by the McLaren driver. Still no penalties, and he's up to 6th place. Very good move indeed. Tell you what, let's see. Gap to the leader currently 9 seconds of penalties. Also is 9.6 seconds away. He does have a 3-second penalty himself, so he needs an extra 3 seconds to gain on him, but we'll stay on board with Mark, who's very close to the back of Keza. DJ Lawson just behind. Pottimer gets himself another time penalty. Jason is now in the pits for a new front wing and is surely going to finish in last place in this Grand Prix. Dale, 37 seconds. What a joke that bloke is. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can say as well. DJ Lawson has centred up the inside, outbraked himself, taken off a bit of his front wing and slammed into the side of the Williams. It's allowed the McLaren to get through on the Williams, who's taken advantage of that. Bit naughty, but still fair enough. And I believe the Williams has lost a bit of front wing as well. Not sure whether he had that damage before or not. It is starting to look rather overcast now. It is looking like rain's going to be on the way. Curtis Hughes, sorry Mark, I clipped the old grass under braking, tried turning away but still caught you, sorry bro. Yeah, we did catch that on the stream, Curtis. I did say I didn't think it was intentional. It looked like you just outbraked yourself, missed your braking point, something like that. As we got Jason is round, he's on intermediate tyres and not faring. What did you say, Dale? What a joke this bloke is. Should we nickname him Nikita Mazepin? By the looks of things, as his teammate laps him. There he goes. On those inters, he's hopeful of a bit of rain, but he's going to have to pit anyway. Once again. Yeah, gap is down. Jim Bob is having a look at DJ Lawson. He's gone around the outside of the hairpin. Brilliant move indeed. Back to the actual racing. What a great move that is, and he's all on the back of Keza in the Williams. Can he get the two moves made in two corners? That would be very good news for Jim Bob. He comes in. I think I saw a glitch of rain then, so is rain starting to fall? I think I see a few drops now. This is going to get very exciting. The lap 31 of 35, surely there's no point pitting for inters unless it absolutely heaves down now. This is going to be very interesting, but Bumper Car Ben is all over the back of Russ. He has the win on penalties anyway, but I'm sure he's going to want to get this place moved. Curtis has, don't know why Jeff, but me on inters either. Looks like he's done it to Jason too. Yeah, bit of a strange call, that one. We watch the Red Bull trying to get better traction. The Mercedes is weaving to get rid of the slipstream. He knows he's in trouble. The Red Bull doesn't have much ERS. The Mercedes has a bit more, but I think the Red Bull's going to go up the inside into the last chicane. There's no point fighting it with 9 seconds worth of penalties. He's just got to keep a good gap. Aki has got past Allsat somewhere in the melee. I've missed that as well. Dale, driver of the day, has to be Aki. He's always super consistent and crashes on mistakes. Week after week. Yeah, absolutely. Cashes in, sorry, not crashes. You're right, he has pitted. Is he going on to inters? He is going on to inters. This could be an interesting call indeed. Yeah, please vote for your driver of the day in the chat. I think Mark Ince worthy mention because he's got no penalties at all, but Aki's just flown under the radar. Very good pace. Not race winning pace, but good enough pace. He kept in there. Felt very good indeed. Let's see with Mark. It is starting to rain a little bit more. Not sure whether it's inters just yet. Jason has been disqualified from the session. No surprise there with the amount of penalties he had. Just Benet has had a little bit of an issue by the looks of it. There was a yellow flag, but let's see what the pace of Aki is like. Jim Bob is catching up with Mark Ince. Let's see what he can manage it. He's getting a bit slippery of the day. Bumper Car Ben, driver of the day. Vote for Iron Man. That's a good shout as well. He's had very good pace at the moment. So that is a vote each. One for Aki, one for Bumper Car Ben. Anyone else watching, please vote for your driver of the day in the chat. Let's ride with Aki. See, has he got much grip? Is he gaining on the guys in front or is he losing? He's lost a bit coming out of that hairpin. Yellow flag in sector 1. Is that Russ? I think it was Russ had a little bit of a moment then. We got a few more people in the pits. Was that? I didn't see. Somebody else came in the pits. I believe it was a lap down though. It's getting very slippery out there. It is getting very slippery. Aki is catching the guys in front. Russ gets himself another time penalty. It is starting to switch over to intermediate tyres. DRS is now disabled, so this is going to be interesting. This could be a mega call from Aki. Was on the podium. He's given up that place just to go on the inters, but he needs to make the time up now while everyone is floundering on dry tyres. Just go around the outside. Go on, send it up the inside. You need to make up the ground now. You see everyone is suddenly starting to struggle. They've dropped off the cliff. Aki is taking it sensible. He doesn't want to risk it, but he's got, look at that superior grip. He's flown past them. So that turned out to be a very nice call from the Racing Point indeed. He only lost marginally. Markins is round. No penalties, but he is on the grass. He has lost it out of the hairpin. He's been caught by Aki already. Dale, they should introduce Idiot of the Day so me and Jason have a chance of winning something. Absolutely. Please, if you're watching this evening, please put a vote for Driver of the Day in the chat, and also put in a vote for Idiot of the Day. Current nominations are Dale Rawlingson for having phenomenal pace, but bottling it not once, but twice, and crashing out of the Grand Prix. And your other nomination is Jason for getting a ridiculous amount of penalties and getting himself disqualified. Let's see who's on what tyre. Bumper car Ben is stayed out. That's brave. He's staying out. He has a 21-second lead. Russ is going to catch him, though. Well, not like that. He won't catch him. Aki not far behind. Penalty-wise, Russ has 12. So Aki only has 3. So Aki could get a second place here. But there's a lap and a half to go. 20 seconds. If Bumper car Ben is staying out, which surely he's doing at this point, because he's going to lose the lead of the Grand Prix if he doesn't. He's left it too late. Surely he's going right to the end. Dale or Aki will win this. I've got to be honest. It's not a bad call. Not a bad call. Are they both on the same penalty? Yeah, they are on the same penalty. So Aki will have to get past Bumper car Ben as we go on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Gap is at 17 seconds now. But Bumper car Ben is going to struggle on those mediums. Look how little grip he's got. They're catching it so quickly. Aki is catching Russ. Aki's coming through the final chicane. Bumper car Ben coming out the second corner. Russ going across the start-finish straight. DJ Lawson is hanging it out on his hards as well. So a few brave people there sticking on those his hards. But let's watch Bumper car Ben tiptoe around. He is losing time left, right and centre. It's going to be close. I think it's going to be close. I think Russ might just catch up with him by the time he gets to the end. Bumper car Ben's doing a fantastic job on those mediums. They must be dying right now. The temperature must be nothing. But he's actually driving incredibly clever. He's not pushing. He's just keeping it on the road. And that is exactly what he needs to do. If he keeps it up like this, I think he's going to win quite comfortably. Yeah, that's it. Just short shifting. Keeping it nice and steady on the track. The gap's at 10 seconds, but I think he's going to come across as a victor. Jim Bob is all over the back of Orsat. That's a battle that's going to go right down to the line, I think. But let's ride on board with Bumper car Ben, who negotiates the final chicane very slowly. Gap is 8.5 seconds, but he is going to take the victory this evening. 2 weeks in a row, Bumper car Ben has taken the win. What a race by Bumper car Ben. Russ will come home to finish second on the road, but he might lose it to Aki on penalties. Aki will come home on the podium with 2 cars right behind him. Aki comes across the line. He does take second place. Orsat jumps up ahead of Russ as well, but Jim Bob just doesn't quite make it past. So Orsat will round off the podium. Russ will finish in 4th. That's a real shame for him. His penalties getting the better of him. Jim Bob in 5th, and Mark Ince, even with the spin near the end, will come home in 6th place. Keza LUFC in the Williams coming home to finish 7th. DJ Lawson, after having quite a few problems, will finish 8th. And Just Bene following very closely in behind. Well, he's overtaken him. I'm not sure what happened there. I think DJ Lawson might have run out of fuel or something. He just slowed down before the line. Bottomer will come home 10th for the final point. And Chuckle Brothers, very unlucky. to come home 11th. Orsat, though, I'm sorry, but he had a drive-through penalty and he has come home on the podium. So, wow. I mean, there's quite a few votes there for driver of the day. Dale, I'm sure Orsat was a lap down at one point. So, a fantastic recovery from him. If he wasn't, he was close to. He was close to. I've got to be honest. I think... Yeah, I couldn't call it between Orsat and Aki. I think they've both driven phenomenally well. Phenomenally well. And there we have it. Bumper Car Ben takes his second win in a row. Let's see Let's see if we can get some people in that finished on the podium. I'm going to send them all an invite. Apologies for this, guys. I will get... There we go. We'll invite them in a chat and see whether they join or not. But there's your race rundown. Bumper Car Ben, your winner. Aki comes home second place. Very tidy race from him. Orsat, an incredible comeback to get on the podium. That's amazing. Amazing race. We will... Orsat has joined the party. Are you there, Orsat? No, we can't hear him, but Aki has joined as well. Hopefully they will be online soon. And Bumper Car Ben as well, so hopefully we'll get an interview with all of these guys.
Hello.
Hello. Are you there, Bumper Car Ben?
I am.
Hello. We've got... I've invited all three guys on the podium, so hopefully they should join us soon. But 2 in a row, mate. 2 in a row.
Oh, mate, that one was hard work.
It looked it. Yeah, I just want to ask, what made you decide to stay out on dry tyres at the end?
Oh, I seen it. They were like, when the grip was really getting greasy, there were only about 2 or 3 laps left. And I was thinking lap 33 to try and go in and change. But I thought better of it, and then everyone else went on intermediates. I thought that was a mistake, that was. And then, like saying the time would just flying down, and we get very close towards the end. I think I pinched it by a whisker.
Yeah, we was riding on board with you for a little bit. It was very well driven. You were just you weren't pushing. You were just driving within the limits, just keeping it on track. You knew you were going to be slow, but you knew you had a big gap. You were just trying to keep it in a straight line, keeping it facing in the right direction, which is hard to do. Yeah,
that was purely my intentions, was just to keep it straight, keep it on the track, and try and not lose any grip. I knew they were gonna close down on me. It was just whether I could get to the finish line before them.
Yeah, we were. It was like a Silverstone all over again, where Hamilton got a puncture, wasn't it? And we we're just watching that gap come down on the last lap.
That's exactly what it reminded me of.
Yeah, no, it was well driven. The fact that you were on the mediums as well, because obviously you say the softs in those conditions, you'll keep better temperature in them, but the mediums will really suffer.
Yeah, and then they were, mate. It was like an ice rink.
Yeah, it came down very quickly, that rain. I started to spit a few laps in the end, and Aki pitted for intermediates, and I thought, oh, it's a brave call because there's not many laps left. But it came down very quickly in the end. Caught a few people out.
I think one more lap and that would have changed everything.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think they got the gap from 20 seconds to, I think it was 7 or 8 seconds by the line.
Yeah, it was close to the end.
I mean, the only buffer you had as well was the fact he had a lot more penalties than you, but Aki wasn't far behind him in third, so he was the one that you had to be wary of.
Yeah, I mean, it was Aki that I was concerned about, because like you say, the guy behind me, I think it was Rawley, was it?
I think it was Russ.
Russ was it, yeah. Russ was, yeah, he had 12 seconds of penalties behind me, so I wasn't massively bothered if he jumped me. It was more Aki that I was worried about.
Yeah.
I was coming.
He was.
Yeah, I could see it, mate. I had Ben Russell in my tab going like 15 seconds, 13 seconds, 11 seconds. Oh no!
That was great, and we got Aki as well. What do you make of that? Not lovely podium for you there.
Another lovely podium. I'm still chasing down that P1, but it'll come. It will come. Happy with the race, the way it went. I thought I'd better dive in for the inters because me spinning around is always going to happen. So spits and rain are no good to me whatsoever. I'm not comfortable with it. So I thought I'd go in on the inters, get the early there. The rain started coming down heavy, like you say. And I think it paid off, to be honest. I'm happy with P2. I was catching up on Bumper Car Ben, but it wasn't to be. He was brave to stay out on the mediums, and it paid off for him. Well done.
Yeah, it was very, very brave to stay on the mediums. Yeah, it was quite an early call to go on Inters, wasn't it, by you? You're giving up the position of a podium.
Yeah.
But like you say...
If I didn't come in that lap, and it was going to be another lap, it'd have been too wet, and I'm possibly going to go for a spin, so it wasn't worth the risk in my eyes.
Yeah, we did have Mark Ince carried around on that lap and ended up spinning on that lap as well. So, yeah, probably good for you.
That's the risk you take. It was a bit skatey on the Inter's first lap, I must admit. It was a bit touch and go and thinking, oh no, have I made the right decision? And then, like you say, it started to come down a lot heavier, and then they started to bed in, which was good to feel.
I think your fate's in the hands of the gods there.
Definitely.
Did you think you could get Bumper Car Ben on that last lap?
No, he was just a little bit. I thought I could see the time dropping, and I mean it was like 14 seconds between me and him. I'm not sure what Bumper Car Ben's penalties were, if he had any. I had a 3 second on my board, but I'm not sure what he had.
We were
same as you.
on 3 seconds, yeah.
I had 3 seconds penalty, so I had some work to do.
Yeah, you kept it nice and clean during that race, both of you. Only the one penalty each. We saw quite a lot of penalties during that race, namely Jason, who got so many he got disqualified.
What was it, 37?
Yeah.
Must admit, when I came down to the hairpin and there was 6 cars piled up, I thought, holy smokes, what's going on down here? And then Jason and Jim Bob tangled up, and I just went through them all, just nice and clean all the way through.
Yeah, we didn't actually. I hate to say it, we didn't actually ride with you very much, Mark, during that race. You were never in a battle. You were always just sort of happily going about your business on your own on the racetrack.
No man's land, and then I come up like a little creeping Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. I think Bumper Car Ben's your race was quite the opposite. It was quite action packed.
Oh yeah, definitely. I had wing damage early on, put me down into 12th place. Then pitted and put the wrong tyre on, so that ruined me a little bit.
You went on the hards, didn't
you? No, I started on the softs, went on to mediums, and then on the second safety car. No, just before the second safety car, I went in to put second set of mediums on, and it put me used softs on.
Oh god.
So I had to go back in again, and that's then the mediums that I put on to end the race.
You did well then, well done, mate. Hat off to you.
Yeah, it was a struggle. So, but thank you very much.
Yeah, no, it was a great race to watch. We never really knew who was going to win at any one point. I think there was a total of about 5 or 6 people that could have potentially won that race. And
a massive shout out to GT, who came from the back of the grid to finish P3.
Absolutely. Was he a lap down at one point? I'm not sure whether he was. If he wasn't, he was very close.
He didn't have to pull that out of the bag, to be honest. Where he got P3 from, I don't know. But
it's a great fight, mate.
He was in the pits 3 times. He had a drive-through penalty.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, he was. Fair play to him to keep going on, because it's so easy just to give up at that point. But no doubt the safety car sort of helped him come back to the back of the grid. But fantastic attitude to keep going, keep driving as fast as you can, and got a podium out of it. Incredible. Well, so basically what we're, especially after the Canadian Grand Prix in 2011, what we realise is going in the pits lots of times and getting a drive-through penalty is the way to get a podium.
Yeah, I actually thought I was going to get a drive-through, because when it went green, I must have just got my delta in the green. I was like, oh, Jesus.
There was a lot of people braking as it went green, I did notice, on a few times. Definitely. It's very hard to keep that delta right. But yeah, well done, guys. I mean, driver of the day vote in the chat. We haven't actually decided on a driver of the day, but it is between both of you and Orsat as well. Bumper car Ben, you showed incredible pace. Obviously, you were in battles left, right, and centre. You made a great comeback after, like you say, getting a bit of damage earlier on, and won the race brilliantly. Mark, you just kept out of trouble, kept your head down, had some great pace, and really benefited from that. And Orsat, coming nearly a lap down with a drive-through to finish on the podium. So at the moment, we haven't got a driver of the day, but honestly, I think all three of you should have it.
Yep, definitely a three-way split if you ask me.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm up with a three-way split.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair one. You all
going off today.
Yeah, you all drove cracking races. So only 2 races left in the championship. You're the man on the move, bumper car Ben, and Mark, you've had quite a bit of pace recently. So you both hoping to get more wins or getting more podiums and climb up the championship order?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a very close battle at the top there. It's anybody's game now.
That's it. I've got to hope my luck stays in.
Yep, definitely. You're coming up there, mate. You're coming up there.
It certainly is. Has Jason posted the standings yet? He certainly has. Let's take a look at it, where you both are. Jim Bob is still in the lead, 106 points currently. But in second place, Ben, you are sitting pretty after those 2 wins, 104 points. Only 2 points behind the championship lead now. So it is getting very hot indeed. But only a few points further back on 97, not quite to break the century mark, but nearly there, is yourself, Mark. So
yep.
You're both carrying it, climbing in on Jim Bob, who scored points today, but just can't seem to match you guys at the moment.
Yep, it's on a good run, aren't we? We are on a good run. Good
Certainly
form.
is. And also that's just behind you, Mark, 3 points behind on 94. You got a bit of a gap after you guys there, but
races.
Yeah, 4-way fight for the championship, split by 12 points currently, with 2 races to go. So that's going to be very interesting.
Not to be missed.
Yeah,
absolutely,
don't miss it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Me and Ben were battling in the midfield there. Totally clean racing. Total respect for each other. Well done.
Yeah, there was some fantastic racing, and it weren't just around like 1 or 2 corners. It was continuous side by side for about 3 or 4 corners, and I thought this is bound to end in an accident. It didn't. It really didn't. Nope. It stayed clean.
Exactly. That's what we like.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, well done once again, guys. We will wrap the stream up there, but that fantastic race from both of you. Well driven.
Nice one.
Thank you for the stream.
No worries at all, and thank you everybody else who has tuned in over the course of this race and every other week. Please do continue to keep joining in on the chat, joining the conversation, see whether one of these 2 guys can take the championship off Jim Bob, or whether Jim Bob can mount a charge late on in the last 2 races. We're back live with Tier 2. Jason will be streaming that on his Twitch channel, so make sure you check that one out, as always. And then it will be One Wing who is covering Tier 3 on Thursday, and then Victor for the best tier of the lot, Tier 4. Sorry guys, had to be said. To be fair, actually, I think this Tier 1's probably just about as competitive. It is close, this tier. But there we go, there we have it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Until next time, bye bye.